Alrighty, hello. I'm DJ Bandana M, the host of Tenderness is All We've Got, from 3 to 4 p.m. on Mondays on Vaquero Radio Station, the Valley Student Station. Hello, welcome back to Tenderness is All We've Got. I'm your host, DJ Bandana M. Now, I'm one of the newest DJs here at Vaquero Radio Station, so I'd like to take the time to introduce my program. For starters, I strongly believe that music has a direct tie to our moods. Even the simplest key of a song can influence our feelings, our emotions. And I personally like to start my day off and my mornings off with some beautiful music. Yeah. And music that ranges over many genres. So in this program, I'll play a little bit of soul, some electronic music, folk, country. Because the cool thing about music is that it doesn't have to sound familiar for it to be beautiful and resonate with you. So that's what I plan on bringing you on Mondays from 3 to 4 p.m. Just some music that makes you feel like a real person. Alrighty, so I started off this show with 3 songs. The first one was Epitome by Knowledge. And Knowledge is a Grammy Award-winning, Grammy Award-nominated producer. And he received that accolade by producing a song for Kendrick Lamar called Mama off of To Pimp a Butterfly. And so he is probably one of the most consistent producers probably over the past decade or so. If you're familiar with the music platform Bandcamp, then you're probably very familiar with Knowledge. On that platform, he's released over about 100, well over 100 different projects. And besides his solo work, he is in a duo called No Worries with Anderson .Paak. And they're rumored to be working on a second album soon, so I'm pretty excited for that. In Epitome, Knowledge samples Just Like by Marvin Gaye, and it's off the album Romantically Yours. So that's a perfect segue into the second song that I played, which was Marvin Gaye. It was a remix, though. It was not the original, and it was remixed by Salami Remy. And he was probably one of the most influential producers over the past 20 or so years. He has produced tracks for Nas, Amy Winehouse. He has executive produced for the group Hiatus Coyote, which I happened to see in Oakland a couple weeks ago. And that show was bonkers. It was awesome. So it's a oh my gosh. It's a compilation of tracks by Marvin Gaye. It's an album called You're the Man, and it has 14 or 15 original tracks by Marvin and 3 remixes by Salam Remy. So the third song I played was a local producer here from Edinburgh, Texas, and he goes by the name of 2AM Vanilla. Now, I know here at Vaquero Radio Station, we are encouraged to play songs by local artists, and that's something that I would like to make a routine of. So if you happen to be a singer, songwriter, producer, and you would like to highlight some of your work, feel free to contact us, and we'll make that happen. I'm going to go into our next few songs. Alrighty, welcome back to Tenderness is All We've Got. I'm your host, DJ Bandana M. Now, the past 2 songs I played were, one, The Only Living Boy in New York by Simon and Garfunkel. Now, they're a folk rock duo in the 60s, and they were very popular. One of their most popular songs was The Sound of Silence, which became like a meme a few years ago. It was off the soundtrack The Graduate with Dustin Hoffman, which is a classic. They were together for most of the 60s, broke up in the 70s shortly after this album, Bridge Over Troubled Water. They both had very successful solo careers, both Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel. But if you were to compare them, I think Paul Simon had a better career going forward. So he had hits like You Can Call Me Al, Graceland, and Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard. The second song I played was Be Your Girl by K Tronada. It was his remix of Teacher Moses's Be Your Girl, which was a 2004 R&B hit. Now, K Tronada is probably one of the most exciting producers within the last 5 to 7 years. And he's had some tracks with the likes of Anderson .Paak, Kendrick Lamar, Vince Staples. There's been Joyce Rice as well, Gold Link, and most recently her. They've had a really cool hit called Intimidated, which is very bouncy, and that's what I like most about his music. It's electronic, it's dance music, but it also has R&B influences. It is very exciting, his music, and it's well well accoladed. He does have 2 Grammys under his belt. So yeah, I believe that was 2021 that he happened to win that Grammy. So I would like to talk a little bit about myself. Like I said, I am a relatively new DJ here at Vaquero Radio Station. And you're probably wondering why I chose the DJ name Bandana M. And it mostly started off as a joke. I do CrossFit and I also Olympic weightlift, and I often wear a bandana when I work out. And so I kind of had a joke, a workout alter ego named Bandana M, and kind of manifested its way into DJ Bandana M. So I am the CrossFitter Bandana M, I am the Olympic weightlifter Bandana M, and now I am the DJ Bandana M. So yeah, that's a little bit about myself and why I chose that name. And I'm going to go into some more music. I'm going to be playing The Promise by Sturgill Simpson, which is a country cover of The Promise by When in Rome. I'll be playing País Nublado by Helado Negro, which is a really cool song. It's one of his more popular songs. And so that'll be up next. For now, I got some more music for you. Alrighty, welcome back to Tenderness is All We've Got. I'm your host, DJ Bandana M. Now, I'd like to talk for a bit about the 2 songs I played just before that short break. The first one was The Promise by Sturgill Simpson. And it was a country cover of the pop classic by When in Rome by the same name, The Promise. And it's also very familiar because it's the closing scene to Napoleon Dynamite. So yeah, that's how I recognize that song. The thing that I like most about Sturgill Simpson is that he's able to blend genres. So that was a pop hit that he turned country. And he's done that before on many different albums, most notably on A Sailor's Guide to Earth. He covers In Bloom by Nirvana, and that was back in 2015 or 14, I believe. But yeah, he's able to, switch from country. I know that his most recent album came out in 2019. It was nominated for Best Rock Album at the Grammys. And so he can do country, he can do rock. That's what I like the most about him. And the second song I played was País Nublado by Helado Negro. And it was off his 2019 album, This Is How You Smile. Now, he is a producer / singer-songwriter, and I believe he's from Ecuador. It was probably one of his more popular songs, but the thing that I think is most beautiful about that song is that it kind of seamlessly goes from Spanish to English and back and forth. It is very beautiful. More about myself so you can get to know me. I love all types of music. Probably my favorite would be soul. I absolutely love Marvin Gaye. We've gone over that. But I like The Main Ingredient. I like Tavares. I love folk folk pop as well. So I love Simon and Garfunkel. They're probably one of my favorite duos. I also do like America. They have a couple great albums, and their hits are awesome as well. So Sister Golden Hair is an absolute bop, and so is Tin Man. I'll be playing those songs next couple of episodes because they are some of my favorite songs of all time. I also like rock, so I like a little bit of Led Zeppelin. I love Jimi Hendrix. And I was in San Francisco a few weeks ago, and a friend of mine I was visiting lived down the street from Jimi Hendrix's Red House. It was pretty cool. I was able to stop by, take some pictures. She also lived down the street from the Grateful Dead house, which I was also able to visit and take a picture in front of. So I own quite a few records on vinyl. I would say it's quite a few. It's over 400. Yeah, and that does include Jimi Hendrix, Simon and Garfunkel. I have some Frank Ocean. So you gotta believe me when I say I listen to all types of music. A little bit of Patsy Cline in there because I love some good old country. But yes, so that's more about me. And I'm going to go into some more songs in a bit. I'm going to go over some indie hits. So I'll be going through the Shins, which is probably top 3 of my favorite bands of all time. I'll get some Frank Ocean in there and Calvin Harris remix of SZA's The Weeknd. So I'm going to go right into that. Alrighty, we're back. This is DJ Bandana M on Tenderness Is All We've Got. Now, I played the Shins, Fighting in a Sack, and the Shins are probably one of my GOAT bands. I've been listening to them since I was probably in elementary, maybe 4th or 5th grade, and it seems pretty crazy for me to have been that young listening to them, but I have some siblings who are a lot older than me, so they were probably in high school while I was in elementary, so that's how I kind of got introduced to them. And that was off their sophomore album, Shoots Too Narrow, and that was in the year 2003. Second song I played was Provider by Frank Ocean. And if you are familiar with Frank Ocean, you know that his releases are few and far between. That was released in 2017, and it literally feels like just yesterday. Frank Ocean is probably one of the greatest vocalists of our time. It's crazy to say, but it really is. His best body of work that I love is Endless, and I feel like it does not get enough credit because it was a visual album. So it didn't release on any streaming platforms. It's not on Spotify. You can find it on Apple Music, but you'd literally have to watch an hour and a half of him building a staircase to the music, so it's pretty funny. In 2016, though, I happened to luck out. He sold the vinyl for Endless, Black Friday sale, out of nowhere, out of the blue. I bought it for, I want to say it was about $40, and now it is worth $400 mint. So that's sitting, that's sitting on my my collection there. If you ever rob me, you'll be $400 richer. Just kidding. It is not mint. I've opened it and I've spun it many times, so it's probably worth $300. So yeah, Frank Ocean, his Endless album also does not get enough credit because it was followed shortly by Blonde, which is probably his most seminal work. It's critically acclaimed. It has classics like Nights, Pink and White, Ivy, Godspeed. All great, great, great songs by just a talented artist who's been around probably since 2012 and even before that. So 2012, he was rapping for Odd Future. He was writing for the likes of Lady Gaga. Now he's producing music. He just recently got into luxury jewelry. So he's doing a lot of stuff right now. Wish he would release some more music because that's what I feel like he's the best at. Up next, I'm going to be playing some SZA, but it is a Calvin Harris remix. I'll also be playing a little bit of rock. I got some Led Zeppelin lined up. It'll be the song Dire Maker, and it's a great hit. It's something I've been listening to for some years now, so I'm going to go straight into that. Y'all enjoy. Alrighty, that's a wrap for my first episode of Tenderness is All We've Got. I hope you enjoy tuning in for the hour, and hopefully you're back next Monday from 3 to 4 p.m. Remember, be good to one another. Tenderness is all we've got. Only here on Vaquero Radio Station, the Valley's student station. Up next, I'll be playing some Led Zeppelin. Y'all have a good afternoon.